This video is about what to do when a user, normally a new user, can't log in. In 90% of cases, it's because an incorrect username has been entered when creating the account. The user will receive a message that looks like this when they try and start the program. And if we look carefully at that message, if we look at the word that's in brackets, that is actually their correct username. But there's another way of looking at this as well. If we go into Reports, Exceptions menu, Unauthorized Access Attempts Report, we'll see that it will list all of the attempts to access the system, and it will say the date, the username, and the IP address of the user, as well as whether they're active or not. So the key information here is the username, and that username is what should be entered into the system to allow them to log on. So in order to fix this issue, firstly, it is most important that you verify that the person is who they say they are, and they are in fact authorized by your organization to connect to your database. And once you've done that, all that needs to be done is to put the correct username in the username field, and as I said, that will resolve 90% of the problems. So the second problem is that their account has been marked inactive, and the only way you can see this is by going again into the Unauthorized Access Attempts report and have a look at the inactive field. And if that says true, then that means at some point their account has been made inactive. Now that may have been because they've left the organisation, or maybe they've been moved sideways, or it has been some reason why they've been made inactive. Now of course, in order to fix this, we need to firstly verify that that user should now be once again authorized to use this application. Once that verification process has occurred to whatever your organizational policies are, then all that we need to do is to go into the user record and set and remove the tick from inactive. But while doing that, just make sure that their privileges level is set as it should be. So for example, if they're no longer an administrator of the system, take the tick out of administrator. So if they're should be a normal user now, just make them a normal user. Now the final problem is where they might be getting a message that says invalid password, try again. Now in this instance, the reason they'll be getting this is because they're not on the same network as the application. So you can't use single sign-on, so it's actually asking for a username and a password. And the most likely case is that when creating their user record, a password hasn't been entered. So in order to do that, again, verify that who you are doing this for is who they say they are, and then open their user record and click the Set New Password button. Now then you should enter a random password. Don't go asking the user for their password. Enter a random password, and I just suggest making it, if you can't think of anything random, enter their initials and the date, and then enter a symbol that is above the number keys on the normal keyboard, so like an @ symbol or a hash symbol or an exclamation mark. And that will be their temporary password. Make sure you tick Force Change on next login, and then click Change Password. Now when they log in, they'll be forced to enter a password of their own choosing for this system, and that will get them to log in. So I hope this makes it easy for you. This is all documented in the manual under Problems with New User Accounts in the Users section. Thank you for watching.